Man, Diet Dr. Pepper is just my absolute favorite soda. So, you know, Dr. Pepper, if you're listening. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me today. And today I just wanted to share a story with you guys about my childhood and kind of what a weird kid I was. And something really incredibly nice that a friend of mine has done for me recently. So when I was little, I loved collecting Star Wars toys. I got like all the action figures and the vehicles, everything I could. Every time I earned money, I would like set a bit aside specifically for Star Wars toys. And just to kind of talk about what a weird kid I was, even like little me, elementary school age, when I would go buy an action figure, I would buy two of the exact same one, not just two action figures every time I went out, two of the exact same one. And one I would keep in the box, and I put it in a Tupperware container in my closet. And it was never to be touched or looked at or anything. That was there as an investment. I'm in like second or third grade when I'm doing this, when I started doing this. It's weird, but I just always had a weird little, I guess, hustle mentality or entrepreneur strand in me that I would do that. So, you know, if I went to go buy a Yoda action figure, I would buy two, and one would go in the Tupperware in its box, never to be seen or touched, so it would remain perfect. And then I'd take the other one out and play and enjoy like a normal kid. Now, being the age that I am, when I first watched Star Wars, obviously Return of the Jedi was my favorite because of the Ewoks. Because when you're a certain age and you see those movies, the Ewoks are just magical characters that you absolutely adore. And a big part of Return of the Jedi were the ATSTs. Now, Hasbro, they sold an ATST toy, but it was, even when, like back then, it was so incredibly hard to find. And I would go, when I was looking for it, I would go every week I could to like Toys R Us, Walmart, Kmart, or, you know, make my mom drive me around, and she was a saint for doing all of this. But I would do that, and I would always keep a lookout for an ATST because I never saw one, like, ever in my life. And then one day I'm at the North Point Toys R Us, and I see an ATST. They have one on the shelf. It's red and yellow packaging just shining there in the aisle. And I go and I grab it. And like the second I grab it, a kid that was probably a freshman in high school, maybe a sophomore, he came and saw that I had that. And like I said, these things were super hard to find, at least around where I lived. Like I had only seen one my entire life. And I had it in my hands. He came up to me, he grabbed the ATST, and then just like shoved me down and ran off with it. And I never saw one again for the rest of my life. This is a story I tell a lot when we talk with friends or, you know, people that we know about collecting and like all that kind of stuff. And in college, I talked with my friends about this all the time because we all went to art school and everyone collected something. And I told them this story. And you know, it's a fun story to tell now because it's just kind of funny. Like it feels like a movie, but no, this was my real life. And so I just tell it as a joke, and you know, everyone gets a chuckle at it and they're like, oh man, that sucks. And yeah, like it did. And I just never saw one again. And that's just how it ended. But one of my friends, Alex, he is an incredibly talented sculptor. He's done stuff in lots of films that you have seen, like Venom, stuff that's coming out soon that I can't talk about. Incredibly talented, one of the most talented artists that I know, and he is also one of the nicest people that I know. Like, he will bend over backwards for his friends and family, and that's so rare. But to kind of put in perspective how nice he is, the whole point of this video that I'm rambling on about is the incredibly nice thing he did for me. He remembered that story, and we've been graduated for, you know, well over a decade now. But he remembered that story I may have mentioned once when we were in college. And he ended up over, I can't remember if it was for Christmas or a birthday now, but he got me this ATST. And I mean, look how incredible it is. Not only did he get me the Hasbro ATST, he had someone paint it to make it look extra nice, and like all the stuff is, you know, weathered and the colors are right. But he just did that and got it for me as a present. Like, that's so incredible. And I don't even think he realizes how nice it is, because, you know, this is literally something that I searched my whole childhood for and came so close to finding and never got. And he went around, who knows how long it took him to find one on eBay, and then had someone paint it up and make it look this incredible. Like, I am beyond floored that he even wanted to do all this, like go out of his way to do all this for me. And I just can't get over it. And I wanted to share it with all of you because it's super cool. And I mean, look at it. This thing looks so cool. And like the hatch, like the little things open, and this hatch here, let me see if I can get it. It opens up and there's a figure inside. I mean, how cool is that? The little driver's in there, and it's just got so much detail and it's so incredible. And like I don't know if he will ever know how much that meant to me, because it went from me having a funny story about one of these that I never ever got to this full circle story with a conclusion. And I ended up with a better version than I would have had I just found it as a kid. And this incredible knowledge that someone would be so nice to me for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know that I deserve it, but it's incredible. And he really did make a dream come true. And I just wanted to share it with all of you guys. Anyway, that's all I have for today, and I hope you enjoyed it. This is just me talking about myself, I know, but hopefully you guys find that interesting. And if you do, let me know in the comments, and please like, share, and subscribe, and I hope to see you out there. Bye.